Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And today is December 18th and we know where the election stands right now. We are not going to get demoralized. We are not going to give up. We are going to continue moving on and we're going to see exactly what happens. There's not a lot we can do between now and January 6th. But after Christmas, it's going to get very, very interesting, and early January, there could be some new heroes within the Republican Party, or we could see some new villains that we could add to that primary list here. So in the meantime, it's important to analyze where the election stands right now, because there was a case out of the state of Texas that could have invalidated enough ballots across several states that could have given Donald Trump enough electoral votes to win the presidential election. But as you guys know, the Supreme Court did not even want to do the right thing. They didn't even want to hear the case. If it wasn't a good case, they could have at least analyzed it and made the proper decision. But the Supreme Court did not even want to hear the case. And now there's massive developments about why really did they not want to hear the case. And it wasn't necessarily because it's a bad case. And just to put this out there, this is hearsay. This was not actually confirmed. But these are sources very close to the Supreme Court that are very reputable. And you had an individual at the Texas Electoral College this week that broke the news about the case that happened. And within it, it shows that Supreme Court justices feared that there would be Democrat riots or worse if they were to just simply rule on the 2020 election. Now, I'm going to play this clip, and I'd like everybody to take a listen.
Line that talks it was written by someone who's a current staffer for one of the Supreme Court justices. And this, I'll just describe the report to you that I read, and you can make of it what you will. He said that the justices, as they always do, went into a closed room to discuss, cases they're taking or do debate. There's no phones, no computers, no nothing. No one else is in the room except for the 9 justices. It's typically very civil. They usually don't hear any sound. They just debate what they're doing. But when the Texas case was brought up, he said he heard screaming through the walls as Justice Roberts and the other liberal justices were insisting that this case not be taken up.
So John Roberts screaming potentially at the top of his lungs, telling other justices that they should not hear this case. Why would they be screaming if there was nothing to hide in this election process? Why exactly would they be doing that? The Supreme Court is supposed to be the most nonpartisan entity within our federal government. Obviously, we have justices that have different philosophies. You have some justices that are more judicial activists. You also have justices that are more original intentists. You have more justices who are strict constructionists. But at the same time, it's very interesting why the justices would not even hear the case. And why was Roberts screaming at the top of his lungs if there was nothing to hide? We know Roberts is supposedly a conservative justice, but we know that he's more of a rhino. He's more of a neocon justice. He was appointed by the Bush administration, and he has ruled extremely establishmentarian, especially as of late. And it's important we look into this and analyze why. But the tape can kind of show you the direction that we're going in. I'm going to play the second part of it right now. Take a listen.
And the reason, the words that were heard through the wall when Justice Thomas and Justice Alito were citing Bush versus Gore from John Roberts were, I don't give a about that case. I don't want to hear about it. At that time, we didn't have riots. So what he was saying was that he was afraid of what would happen if they did the right thing. And I'm sorry, but that is moral cowardice.
So Roberts did not apparently care about Bush v. Gore, but this election would be the one that would cause the uprising. So here's the real reason. Is he afraid of riots? I mean, potentially that could be part of it. They don't want to cause any more unrest. Is that part of it? Maybe. But the real reason is because Bush fit their agenda. Bush was an establishmentarian conservative. He fulfilled the interests of the globalist, neoliberal agenda in a way that Donald Trump just happens to not do. And Gore and Bush were two sides of the same coin. Donald Trump is an entirely different animal. And that is why, particularly, that they don't want to deal with Donald Trump. That's why they want to get Donald Trump out of there. And it's ironic that the more establishmentarian justices that Donald Trump actually ended up appointing decided to side with Roberts in this case, because they were bullied into not even wanting to listen. According to this report, which is a interesting report to look at, and it seems fairly credible. There's no reason for anybody to just make this up, but it just shows you that our institutions are broken. And Donald Trump ran on fixing our broken institutions, and to a certain extent he has succeeded. But still, this is not a fight that was going to be won overnight. This is a battle that could take decades upon decades. It's much bigger than Donald Trump himself. And these broken institutions, the big swamp, they're the ones that are going out there trying to undermine Donald Trump. So they are exactly exhibiting moral cowardice. So it's important that we keep the energy moving forward, and we ensure that we stand together as a movement and make sure that Donald Trump will have an opportunity potentially to get 4 more years in the White House. Because what we're seeing right here is a disaster, because our institutions that supposedly could be the institutions to help us, they don't even want to hear the case because they are afraid of the left, the weak conservatives here. So either it's a mixture of them serving the interests of the establishment, but also you have the conservative justices that are out there, even the ones that Trump appointed, that are afraid, that are meek, that are not willing to take a stand and fight. And that's not what we need moving forward, because that's exactly how we've been throwing this country away to the left for decades upon decades. We need true, authentic conservatism. Conservatives that are actually willing to conserve something, that are willing to take a stand for what's right, for what's just, for what's true, to go out there and defend the republic and defend our actual values and not succumb to the false song of globalism, the false song of neoliberalism, the false song of the establishment and our broken institutions. Donald Trump went out there to rail against them. He's done a good job of it so far. But still, the job is not done yet. This is a clear reason why. And the system is going to collapse on us if we don't all stand together, because they can't defeat us if we all stand together. So we'll continue the peaceful mobilization leading up to the inauguration. Whoever gets inaugurated, we're going to see exactly what happens. But there will be more Stop the Steal rallies and many more things of the like. But in the meantime, looking into this report, it just shows you that the supposed 6-3 conservative court can't even conserve anything. That's the state of the conservative movement right now. Donald Trump is the only one that seems to actually be willing to put up a fight against the nonsense that pours out of the Republican establishment and the Democrat establishment as a whole. And that's where we're at right now within the State of the Union. And moving forward, it's going to be interesting to see. But the fact that this Supreme Court could potentially be covering something up and big tech is censoring us, so we're not even allowed to talk about it, it's absolutely ridiculous. And it's just a joke at this point. But moving forward, the truth will prevail. And it will only prevail if we keep fighting. That's the only way out of this. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media, become a member, donate to the Patreon, or subscribe. Star links in description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.